The richest people in the world are 75% entrepreneurs, 15% investors, 7% inheritors of wealth, 3% athletes, entertainers and artists, 0% employees.
I want to make $1 million a year. Fine. Guess how rare that is? You want to guess? It's not 1%. 1%, $600K in the US. And if you're global, forget about it. So you want to make $1 million a year. That's not even a 1 out of 100 goal. It's a 1 out of 200, 1 out of 300 goal. And you have that goal and you think that somehow you're going to behave like the 299 and get there. It's not normal. It's unbalanced. You have to take unrelenting, obsessive amounts of action for a disproportionate period of time where you get zero reward for doing so. If anything, you just get disproportionate punishment for taking this, and you question your own sanity half the time because you're like, am I just being crazy? Is it insane for me to have these aspirations, these goals, these dreams for my life? And everyone around you will tell you yes, because it's in their best interest, because it makes it your failure protects their ego. And so people demand success but refuse to work, right? They won't work weekends. People want opportunity but won't talk to strangers. People claim ambition, but they sleep in every day, right? We're the result of our actions, not our aspirations. So many people have the same goal as you, but very few of them will do the same work as you. And so you have to have uneven work to have an uneven goal.
What was the main drive? The main drive was, I am not like everybody else. I don't want to be like everybody else. I have something inside which is burning. And I look around and this life and everything I see is not for me. I'm supposed to be something different. I have to be something different.
Reminder that if you want to be exceptional, you're going to be different from everyone else. That's what makes you exceptional. You can't fit in and also be exceptional. Both have discomfort. When you fit in, you have internal conflict because you're not being 100% you. When you're exceptional, you have external conflict because everyone sees you as different. Pick one. When your friends start to say, you've changed, remember it's because they don't know how to say, you've grown.
Be with people who are not complaining, who are always thinking creatively, who have big goals, who will help you, pick you up. The people you're surrounded with have a phenomenal bearing on where you're going. Take a look at your 5 people that you're with most often and ask yourself, if I have children, would I want them to grow up be like that? If the answer is no, you better start looking for some new friends. If the answer is yes, you're already in the right circle of people. Think about what I'm saying. The people we're surrounded with have a phenomenal impact on our life and help make us who we are.
You're going to lose sleep. You'll doubt whether it'll work. You'll stress to make ends meet. You won't finish your to-do list. You'll wonder whether you made the right call and have no
negative emotion. So what do you do with that? Well, negative emotion can stop you. You might think, well, I'd like to get a better job, but I'm afraid of putting myself out in the job market. I'm afraid of being evaluated. I'm afraid that if I tried something more difficult, I might fail. Then you have your negative emotion opposing you, right? It's anxiety is stopping you. And fair enough, because there are things to be anxious about. But what if you could get your negative emotion behind you, pushing you, instead of stopping you?
As fundamentally, 99% of people never even think about getting rich. Thought never even crosses their mind, okay? They're sitting there, they're thinking, they can't even remember what they had for breakfast. They're thinking about what their friends think about them. They're thinking about the exam they gotta take at school, and they have no clue that getting rich is actually possible. Okay, 99% of people never even think about it. And even out of the 1% of people who try to get rich, okay?
Perception of life is you alter the way you see things and take control, you can connect with the money frequency. When you do, it's like Napoleon Hill pointed out in his book. He said, when money starts coming, it'll come so fast and furious, you're gonna wonder where it was hiding through all those lean years. And that is because you've connected with the laws of the universe.
Vibration. If you're entertaining a negative idea, and this is the emotional mind, by the way, and you let yourself get emotionally involved in the negative idea, you instantly move your body into a negative vibration. There can be no intelligent action come from a negative vibration, ever.
What else do you need to motivate you? Well, how about
every day for a full year. You just laughed yourself 3.5 times, and all it took was one. The number one, over and over and over again. You consistently would not give up. You consistently battled against yourself to become better. In this world, you got one enemy at all times, and that's you. You gotta win so many times that yesterday you sick of losing, and there's nothing they can do about it.
If you don't own something, you're not the boss. You have to take full responsibility for everything that you do. Why be subservient? You must be the master of your own kingdom.
Now, you could think that the money frequency is something that's hidden somewhere, and only the lucky people find it. And of course, that's not the case. Anyone can connect with the money frequency, and you do it inside yourself. As you alter your own consciousness, as you alter your own...
Just refuse to get off that couch. Refuse to study a few more hours. Refuse to go deeper, to go further. And that's where I gain the advantage. It's so easy to be great nowadays, my friend, because most people are weak. Most people don't want to go to that extra mile. Most people don't want to find that extra because it sucks. It's miserable. It's lonely.
There's only one person in this world that wants it more than me today, and that's me tomorrow. See, what's the point if every day you don't get 1% better? I don't care what I did today. Today's over, right? When I wake up, it's a new day. I'm competing with myself. I'm trying to beat myself from whatever I did yesterday. I'm gonna do a little bit better. I'm gonna go a little bit harder, because when you get better 1% every day, when you compete against the person you were the day before, these days stack up, baby. And just wait. Weeks go by, months go by, a full year goes by. If you got 1% better,
rare skills. So it's clear, if you don't own something, you are what's owned. That's the secret most people miss.
If you're willing to do something and be terrible at it in front of everyone you know, you're already in the top 1%. If you're trying to succeed and be in the top 1% of society, you just need to do a bunch of all the time that only the top 1% are doing. And that is one of the biggest things they're doing. They don't give a damn. They will do anything, and they will be in front of everyone. So you need to be willing to do things you're scared of. You need to be willing to be bad at things. You need to be willing to be rejected, to be made a fool out. You need to be willing to make mistakes and keep going, be willing to fail and persevere regardless. All of that in the spotlight. If you can do that, it's only a matter of time until you succeed, and you just have to stay consistent. And eventually, you won't be terrible anymore. You'll start getting good at what you do, and you'll see success. And then everyone will congratulate you for everything you did prior. But you don't get that unless you follow through right to the end.
Why?
Because I know there's so many people that have the ability and
you never accomplished before. You have to realize first, why are you in the spot and why are you living the current life that you're living right now? No matter if it's good, bad, you live in a certain area, just first principles, assess like, why do you hang around the people you hang around? Why do you make the money that you make? Why do you talk about the things that you talk about?
I started with nothing, and I built a company that operates all over the world. I've earned millions of dollars. And I've come to the conclusion that you and I are capable of doing whatever we can see. If we can hold it in our head, we can hold it in our hand. We've got to step out and do different. We've got to quit playing like this is a game. We've got to treat life like what it is. It's sacred. Yet we're capable of doing anything we want. But we've got to do it. It ain't going to happen for us.
So let's think about it. Entrepreneurs own businesses. Investors own assets. Rich kids own trusts. Finally, athletes, entertainers, and artists own
and sacrifice. For the energy that you put out, you'll receive that same energy in return. So I see a lot of negativity, a lot of bullshit. I see a lot of people that are complaining. I see a lot of people that criticize, but they ain't doing shit. They're not doing anything to better their lives. Nothing. Because they don't understand this very basic principle that you, my friend, you are in charge of your life. You are in charge of the decisions that you make. You're in charge of the outcome of your life. You alone. You cannot blame any other. You can't blame any other person, because when you're on your deathbed, you can't blame Susie. You can't blame Johnny, right? You are to blame. You are to blame for the outcome of your life, right? And I said it once, and I'll say it again, that everyone is self-made, but only the rich will admit it. Everyone is self-made, but only the rich will admit it.
When you're trying to become successful, you're trying to accomplish something.
Next time you have more information to make the better decision. Decision making is like a muscle, as I said, and that means you get to develop the muscle of decision making, which means you become more decisive, even faster, and you make better decisions faster, and that is how winners win, right? But if you can't be decisive because you're like, well, I'm not sure, I'm gonna ask 20 people for their opinion, I'm gonna hem and haw, and it's gonna take forever until I gather all the right information, you are gonna miss out on the opportunity, because opportunities, the window of opportunity is only so big. Whether it's marketing, it's sales, it's an economic shift, right? Or it's a shift in your industry. That window of opportunity is small, and if you can't be decisive and pull the trigger, dude, you're left behind.
These are the laws of the universe, and the law of the universe dictates that for every action, right, for every doing, there's an equal and opposite reaction, right? So if you put in the work and if you sacrifice, you'll receive in direct proportion to your effort, energy, output.
You have to be willing to be extreme to get an extreme result, because many of the goals and aspirations that you have probably are above average.
Lazy people don't know how to start. Weak people don't know how to finish. Successful people don't know how to stop. People demand success, but refuse to work weekends. People want opportunity, but won't talk to strangers. People claim ambition, but sleep in every day. We are the result of our actions, not our aspirations.
Slow decisions create slow businesses. Make the call. I want you to make the call. Right or wrong, make the call, because momentum wins. You can't steer a parked car. You've heard the saying before, right? You can't steer a parked car. So you got to make decisions. You got to make moves. Right or wrong, you got to make moves. You can't expect to have all of the information, 100% of the information you need to make the right decision every time. What I want you to do is start making decisions. And decision making is like a muscle. The more you make decisions, the better your decisions get, because you make a decision. If it was the wrong decision, you course correct.
It doesn't feel right. And so if you respond to that thought as if it's true, that same thought will lead to the same choice, which will lead to the same behavior, which will create the same experience, which will produce the same emotion.
At least be conscious of who you want to become, and then systematically bring in the right information, people, and environments into your life that shape you and mold you into this person organically and systematically.
I was told my whole life that I was unbalanced, that I was too extreme, that I was too hardcore, that I was too all in, that I was too obsessive about everything. And I honestly had to fight to be me. And I'm making this because it's not common to be unbalanced. It's more common to be mediocre. Like, the people who obsess about work-life balance tend to be mediocre at both. And so, like, if you want something, you have to go get it. It's like this entropy. Like, the world will try to drag you down and make you a part of it. It will try to dilute who you are. It will try to make you fit into the mold that they accept. And so, like,
that situation now, what the hell makes you think you're going to get out of it in 10 years?
So then, the hardest part about change is not making the same choices you did the day before, period. And the moment you decide to make a different choice, get ready, because it's going to feel uncomfortable. It's going to feel unfamiliar. When it comes time to change, a person steps into that river of change and they make a different choice, and all of a sudden they don't feel the same way. So the body says, well, you've been doing this for 35 years. You're going to just stop suffering and stop feeling guilty and stop feeling shameful, and you're not going to complain or blame or make excuses or feel sorry for yourself. Well, the body's in the unknown. So the body says, I want to return back to familiar territory. So the body starts influencing the mind, and it says, start tomorrow. You're too much like your mother. You'll never change. This isn't going to work for you.
You get what you tolerate in your life, and sooner or later, we sometimes hit a point where we say, not another day, not another hour, this is done. I'm not walking this way, I'm not talking this way, I'm not living this way, I'm not going to be in this relationship anymore, I'm going to change it. And when people do that, that's the beginning of a breakthrough.
You're 35, you hate your job. What's the consequence? You're not motivated, you don't want to get out of bed in the morning, you're starting to get depressed, you're getting bitter, you're getting resentful, you're getting cynical, you're amotivated at work, you're not doing a very good job, and you're starting to shrink. Now play that out for 10 years. You don't change it, you don't fix it. And what happens? Well, it's not like it's going to get better of its own accord. What's going to happen to you? Well, for sure, at minimum, what's going to happen to you is you're going to be in the same situation, but 10 years older. And if you can't get out of
way to know for years. This is what hard feels like, and that's okay. Everything worth doing is hard, and the more worth doing it is, the harder it is. The greater the payoff, the greater the hardship. If it's hard, good, it means no one else will do it.
I'd say the number one common thread of anybody that I work with is successful. Financial, athletes, people in politics, it's hunger. You know, you and I both know intelligence is a pretty damn valuable tool, but there are a lot of very smart people who can't fight their way out of a paper bag. And then when you find somebody who has that hunger, the hunger that doesn't go away, that hunger to be more, to do more, to give more, that hunger that never ends, you know, that's how you get these people that are the best in the world at whatever they do. And so if you can, I think everybody has that hunger, but for some people it's been asleep for a long time because they're afraid. They're afraid that I'm gonna get hungry, I'm gonna try, I'm gonna fail. And so it's human nature to protect yourself from the fear by just lowering your expectations. But one of the things I've learned is you get what you tolerate. You get what you tolerate in yourself,